Hey Leo,
How you doing, buddy?
good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
All right, looks like everybody's coming here, so we can go ahead and get started. We have here. All right, cool. So yeah, for those of you who are see a couple new people, you can either raise your hand, unmute, um, just in office hours to go through white label suite. So here to help answer questions.
Hello, this is Nick. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Nick?
Good, man. Sorry, my camera's not working, so I don't know what's happening there. But anyway,
No
uh,
questions. Camera doesn't work. Can't ask questions.
well, I got up for no reason.
All
Yeah,
good,
so
Nick.
I came over from obviously before the acquisition, and I have a whole bunch of questions, especially about the new things coming out, the website ID and the keyword intent.
Okay.
Uh, well, I won't flood you with questions. I have quite a few, but maybe I'll just sort of stagger it because obviously there's other people want to ask questions. But if I could just quickly ask, are those things going to be available in non-US countries? Because I watched a video about a month ago. It was on YouTube, and he kind of said he thought he thought the visitor ID would be available in Australia, but then I've heard maybe it won't be. So yeah.
Yeah, for the time being, it is US. I mean, obviously you can put a snippet of code on your website, but the chances of that, resolving anyone in those countries is probably pretty slim. Um, so that's why we're saying at this time it's US because, we know for sure that that works. But yeah, other countries, it's pretty slim chance that that will, website will resolve IDs and people. Being able to pull information on people who are searching for things using the keyword search is probably pretty slim as well to find anybody in different countries.
Right, right. So US only, and sorry, that was the keyword intent as well. Did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, just because there's it's just the regulations in other countries, GDPR,
Mhm.
cookie, all that stuff that goes around with that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Okay. And do you know like what percentage of US traffic is there a percentage that you're saying you're able to get their contact details, or does it
Yeah,
depend totally on, yeah.
we can get their contact details as well as I was just looking at one of the test lists I have here. Um, and we'll be moving this around so it's a little more easier to see. Right now, it's going to be under additional info, but we're also able to pull this information as well. So even like about their company, whether they're homeowner, income range, children married, age
Ah,
range, different things like that.
wow,
Which
that's
search
cool.
is that?
This is the website search.
Okay.
That's like meta level creepiness. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, we call it a super pixel because yeah, is if we can find the information based on the multiple, data sources and confirm that, then yeah, we're able to pull back some crazy things from there. So
Yeah, wow. Sorry, one more question. I'll let someone else talk. But so what percentage of US traffic? Sorry, I'm not sure if that I asked that before, but I'm not sure if you heard it. Yeah, just wondering if you have like a percentage of US traffic that you are able to pull the contact details for, or is it random or depending on industry, or I assume it's not everyone that comes to the website. So
yeah, yeah, it's not I can't say it's going to be 100% for sure, obviously, but what we've seen so far, um, I would probably say at least 60% of your traffic.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, can't guarantee 100 or anything like that. But um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we're at least in that 60% range.
Okay. I have so many more questions, but I'll let someone else talk. Like, do you know, or just lastly, like when they're going to be finalized and released in the platform? Like, I know I can see website IDs there, but keyword intent still coming. Yeah.
Yeah, keywords still coming. Couple more things we're doing on that just based on the feedback we've had on it so far. Um, and probably have that out first thing Monday.
Oh, wow. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much. I'll like probably ask a couple more questions, but I'll let someone else talk. Yeah, I just want to know kind of like how to learn the whole platform because I haven't used it, but I'm sure there's some training in there. I
Yeah.
can probably look it up. So
And also if you want to, Carla might have dropped it in here, maybe.
Uh,
Um,
Onboarding.
yeah, the onboarding. I'm just going to suggest, Nick, we run a couple of onboardings each week too, if you want to jump on one of those.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, for me, this is like this call is 7 a.m. So that's kind of as early as I get up. So I don't know if that's the other calls
Um,
like the same time or
I think we have Carl, I know we have one early in the morning, but I think there's one in the afternoon that would probably be 7 a.m. for Nick. Let me look at the calendar here real quick. 10 and 2. Well, it might be 6 a.m. Are you
uh
uh are you on AEST or are you on the West?
yeah, AEST, yep.
Okay.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
might be 6 a.m.
even if you have recordings of previous onboardings, or do they get recorded or
Yeah, get recorded. If you reach out to support@whitelabelsuite.com, we can send you one of those.
okay. So I'll just chat with I can just use the chat like inside the platform, right? Just ask someone about the
Yeah.
onboard. Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, thanks for your help. Yeah, like I'm interested in like running some tests because I do a lot of outbound like cold email and stuff to get clients, which is obviously related to this, but I'm interested in trying to get some interest in the US, even if it's not available in Australia. I think there's so much potential, especially with the website ID and the keyword intent. It seems like most people don't know about that, and it's just such an obvious win for the client. Like you could just say, just like to open them, you could just say, hey, like especially if they're running ads, if they're running ads, you can just be like, you're losing money right now. Like, and we can just give you like, 20 free leads from our system that'll get you leads from traffic that you're just basically losing right now, which is lost money. Um, it just seems like the easiest sell in the world. So yeah, if other people want to take that idea, it's not exactly that creative, but it just seems like a very easy way to sell the service. Um, to be honest, it's not available in other countries, but yeah, the US is a big place, so I might look to start doing some promotion over there.
Yeah, for
Just,
sure.
just have to get up at 6 to 7 a.m. every day to talk to people in the US, but that's all right. So, not necessarily with all the automations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
All
cool.
right. Well, yeah.
Um,
Thanks so much for answering my questions. I'll chat to you later.
no problem, Nick. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Nick, what I would do if I was you, instead of watching stuff and trying to do onboarding and trying to look at old videos or try to find stuff, I would try to just set it up and then come back here because they're doing this twice a week. Go
Yeah.
try to do it, then come back here with where you're having issues because then Kyle can literally see your screen and if you'll
Yeah.
learn a lot faster doing that than you will if you try to watch a video and then you go to look at it and you're like, shit, they updated that. That's not in the video anymore. That's not in the video because you'll run into
Yeah.
that until they update everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Good
that may be
point.
your
Yeah.
fastest way to learn it. That's
Yeah.
just that's up to
Oh
you.
no,
I'm
thanks.
just saying,
Yeah,
maybe
no, that
quick.
makes sense. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. No, that makes sense. So what I understand is that like all the automations you set up in White Label Suite, and then like pretty much all the outreach is done by High Level, right? So it's pulling the leads, it's enriching the leads, and then it's going to send it to HighLevel to do the outreach. Is that how it works? Like to do the cold emailing or whatever?
Yeah,
I'll,
think of
I'll,
White
I'll,
Label Suite as like your. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
yeah. Well, I was going to say Kyle could tell you, but you can do it two ways. You can set up all the stuff in White Label Suites. At least it used to be there. I'm assuming it's still there, where you could do a lot of your stuff inside of White Label Suites, or you can use HighLevel to do. It
Mm.
just depends on how quick do you want them to get to HighLevel.
Yeah,
How much are you trying to do in White Label Suites? I try to get them into HighLevel, sorted and everything the best I can, and that's
yeah,
where I'm having some issues right now, and that's why I'm telling you the stuff that I had problems with, Kyle's now got it on the list to get it fixed. So
yeah,
hopefully when that gets fixed, well then if I find other issues, that's fine. But it's progressing a lot faster than if I would have waited until I think that they have it ready and just go do it, and then something's broken. See what I'm saying?
mm,
I'm starting all over again.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yes, to answer your question, it's going to your CRM. You dictate what information you want to go there. If everything's working perfectly, you could sort it all out and everything, tag it, do everything, put it into HighLevel, and then do any type of automations you want.
Mm. Is there any way to like? I still haven't actually set up in HighLevel for cold email because I've been using Instantly. I don't know if anyone else is familiar with that, but
Yeah,
Instantly for cold email. So I'm wondering if there's any way to send the leads into Instantly to do the actual emailing part.
you can. I'm going to use a bad word, Ron. You might want to cover your ears. It's going to be through a
Webhook.
webhook.
Webhook, yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
So, um, basically, what you do there, just like any other integration we have in the system, instead of clicking on Connect CRM, you're going to do a custom webhook,
Yep,
and you'll get the information you need from Instantly, obviously, to drop in your URL, your authorization token, and all that good stuff. Set the parameters that they require, and we've got a drop down that has different things that you can put in there and send that data to Instantly. And what you would do from there is you would start to see. I'll go in one of these lists here. um, Once you click on a lead, you click to send a CRM, and you would have your Instantly integration you'd be able to view there and ship it over.
yep. And that can all be automated with an AI agent, right?
Yeah, same way. So at the very end of the agent, you would say send to Instantly, and go from there.
Yeah, okay. And on the Instantly side, I'll have to research that, but I guess you just have like a different list or a different campaign that's only getting leads sent in from White Label Suite, and then when they're
Yeah,
sent, they're just added to they're drip fed into the campaign basically.
yeah. And I think with Instantly, you probably have to set up like a separate API for that and an authorization token, and um,
Mhm.
we've got you'll be able to plug that into the webhook feature in White Label Suite.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, I'll have a play with it. I'll probably get lost and be back here next week, and at least I'll be able to, yeah, like you said, Jeff, sort of figure out what's not working and give some feedback. And
Right on.
is there many other people on the call, or is it just us three, us four?
No, there's about 11 of us on here right now. Yeah,
Okay, cool. I'll let some other people chime in. So thanks for your help.
no problem. Thanks, Nick.
Cheers.
All right. Ron, I see you made a comment about credit score. Were you looking for that in the
Yeah,
website search?
is credit score a field that we can capture in the website visits or in the intent search?
Um, we can do it in the upcoming property search. I know that for certain. Let me see if we can pull that back in the website one. I'll have to get back to you on that one, but yeah, let me see if we can do that.
Thank you.
No problem.
and I pitched that some of that customer aware communications in the call in the playbook community today. So yeah. I don't know how much of that you were on for or not, but definitely let people know in that customer journey piece that in the awareness and consideration stage when those people are coming in to be able to direct conversations directly to people based on the data that we're getting and creating those custom prompts for assistance is I believe once we get it all functioning the way that it's going to serve the most people the best, I think that's going to be key.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Kyle, can I jump in?
Yeah, go for it, Leo.
So I have a kind of a technical question, something that I put together as an innovation. And as you know, as part of the Spring 100 package that I'm part of, they are redoing or rebuilding my Fordbot system to bring it up to speed because what I had was really outdated. And as you, I think, understand, my business model is not, I'm not going to be reselling the Fordbot system for clients to have hands-on use, but I'm going to provide a all done for you service, if you will. So part of what I'm trying to do is to provide uh, automation for the onboarding of the new clients that I'm bringing in. So let me
Sure.
share my screen. I want to show you something uh, that I need to see what your thoughts are on that, and most importantly, to see what I'm doing is going to be able to be functional. So this is my website, and then on the bottom, I actually have a dedicated link for my onboarding, but I thought I did it here a little quicker. If I go here, and actually, you know what? I apologize. Let me share it again. So I need to share it with sound. But I want to show you, I need to demonstrate it with sound. So let me share it again. Okay. So when I bring a client that I already said that I already sold in the program, I have this website that I'm able to bring a client to do the onboarding. So if you want, I could do a demo. I mean, I don't want to consume the time, but basically, if the client goes to this website and clicks in here, it's gonna speak to one of my assistants, one of my bot systems that we created. And what this does, it goes to the entire questionnaire of what a new client is. So it's going to ask the client about his website, his avatars, his ideal client, so in other words, everything to build the knowledge base. But now, supposedly, and here's the question that I wanted to see if you guys will help me with this. Someone built this for me during the transition when you guys were doing the going from the old company from Australia into Dakota. And they're supposed to have created something within my back office within GoHighLevel that as people, as the information was gathered, this information is supposed to be stored in my GoHighLevel back office. So my whole thing with this whole conversation is that I was trying to facilitate, as I'm bringing new clients, that this information would be now stored so that when I place the order for you guys to build the Fordbot system for my new clients, most of the information for the knowledge base will already be stored in there. So does all of this make sense? And do you see as something that could be beneficial?
Yeah. I think exactly as Jeff is talking about here, goes into a custom field would probably be where you want that to go. Because if you put it in a note, I've noticed most of the time it's just a summary if it goes into a note. Custom field, usually you're able to get like the full transcription from a conversation.
Are you able to, and I don't know if there's a time or place for that, are you able to go into my GoHighLevel and see if you're able to see where this information is going to, or that's something for a different time?
That'd be something for a different time. I would get with our team on that, see if we can set some time aside, for that to get on a call with you and walk through that.
Okay, so on that case, and
Yeah.
this is my last request. I just did my onboarding call for the Fordbot system 2 days ago. Can you send me the link? I forget his name. For the life of me, I feel really bad about it. But can you see who I need to talk to so I'm able to do that? Book a session with him again
Yeah,
because I believe that they need to know about this because if they're building my Fordbot system right now and we're able to incorporate what I already have, that'd be ideal to do it right from the get go.
sure. Yeah. No problem. I can get that for you.
If you could put it on the chat,
Um,
I appreciate it.
yeah, I'll drop it in the Slack channel we have with you, Leo. That
Okay,
works.
thank you very much.
No problem.
Hey, Cindy, you're up.
Jeff's
I
just calling me.
I didn't bring any questions today, but I'm just learning from the group. Thank you.
We got to hurry up because Nick will jump back on with his 17 questions on it or his list. I'm just messing with you, Nick.
I'm still here. I've still got like 20 questions, so don't worry. If there's like a
I
lull
just
in if there's a lull in the conversation, I'll just jump back in.
Ron and I usually try to wait to the end. So Wally, you got something?
The only thing I had was I noticed that the web visitor search popped up on there, and I was wondering if there was any guidance or training on that yet.
Okay,
Yeah,
Ron.
that should. What's that?
I said, okay, Ron, tell him what you're doing with yours, what you found out. He's already been running it.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
The active searches aren't active because I'm leaving for Barcelona tomorrow night, and I did not want to have searchers running while I was out of the country and not be able to see what they are. So I only have search data from the previous provider that we had. But Kyle, go ahead
Oh,
and
okay.
run them through the setup.
Yeah, sure. All right. Share my screen here.
Sound like you got a trust issue there, Ron. I think you need to go ahead and just turn that on before you leave.
No, well, I want to enjoy my cruise.
Where are you going, Ron?
We're flying into Barcelona tomorrow. We leave tomorrow evening, and we'll be doing Spain, France, and then 3 stops in Italy down the coast, and then we'll cruise back to Barcelona.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. All right. So yeah, website visitor search. Pull up here. You can obviously name this whatever you want to. If this is for your specific website, like I could do WLS for White Label Suite, and put in your URL. Hit continue, and this is going to create a snippet of code here. This script, and this is what you're going to want to put in the header of your funnel or website. And this can go on either the entire funnel, the entire website, or if you want to just put this in, like I had pulled this up here. So we've got the head tracking code for your site under settings. You can drop that script in here. You can also do it in individual pages. So if I pulled up just like this one here, and I only wanted to have this tracking code, say, for example, on a specific checkout page, right? Like this one here. I could drop that code in here. So it doesn't have to be your entire website or your entire funnel. If you just want to find people who are on a specific page, you can do that. And then once you've got that set up, you can hit save. We've also got these instructions here that go over different sites too. Like, if you're putting this on Shopify, if you're putting on a WordPress, what you need to do for that. And then, yeah, again, how to add the pixel to your website. And then this is just a note that it's got to be present on every page you want to track. So again, if it's a whole website, you need to do that. If it's just, one specific page of your funnel, one specific page of your website, then just put it in that tracking code. And then from there, you hit save. And this is just what's running here. I can show you just an example of what that looks like. And it'll just show you, hey, we've identified this many people. They have an email, phone number. We've either enriched them or not. And, whether they've been sent to the CRM, and you can see the results here, usually pulling back their name, phone number, email. And what I was going over earlier is the additional info we're able to find on that person as well. We're doing another update where this won't be an additional info. This will actually be in different tabs here, so it's a little more organized. But for now, this is where that additional info is located.
Yeah, perfect. So I set up 2 accounts on my own site, and I don't get a whole lot of traffic to it, quite frankly, because I do everything by outreach, but just to play with it. And then I was trying to do the testing part. I was confused on that part, but thanks for I jumped on just as you were sharing that extra information there. So yeah, that's really cool. How do those visitors get added into HighLevel?
So you would either need to do that. Let me share my screen here again. Either need to do that manually by clicking on the contact and then sending it to your CRM. Or if you have an AI agent set up for website search, I'll just do a new one here real quick. You can select that specific search here and select result added to the list. And then every time that person, every time it finds a lead from your website, it gets added to that list. Then you would send that to your CRM.
Okay, perfect.
And you just like if that's all you wanted to do, with that lead, you would just do it that way.
Okay. Well, that brings up another question. What else would you be able to do with that information coming in?
These are the things
Endless,
that
right?
Jeff was mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could
all
create
the stuff they're fixing, all the stuff they're fixing right now.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But thought process here would be, create a summary. If you've got all that information, because as you saw in there too, we also pulled back their LinkedIn profile.
Mhm.
So having the, a summary created for that, or if you've got even if you wanted to do a custom prompt to say, hey, go research this contact, here's their LinkedIn profile link, because we were able to pull that data back, do research on, that information or their website if we were able to pull that back, and just helps you do that research. So you're not having to, you don't just like get that information pulled back into your CRM and then go, oh, okay, I got to go look this person up or look up their LinkedIn profile and, figure out what I can see on that. Just helps you do that research ahead of time.
Excellent. And those that are using this or have used a similar tool in the past, how are you using this for other clients? Like, let's say local business owners or something like that.
Cold outreach. Cold outreach primarily, right? Because that's primarily what you're doing is you're just cold outreach this specific, hopefully to the search.
But
So
yeah,
if they're
because
coming
in
to
this
the
case,
website,
these are people that landed on the website.
right? But it
Right.
could also be a funnel, right? So you can use any URL, or it could be a specific page of the website. So if I have a specific offer page on the website, I have my website, and then I have 3 service pages, and service page 1, 2, and 3. Instead of putting it on the home page, I might want to put it on service page number 2 because we just want to track traffic to that, because maybe we're just running traffic to that specific page of the website. So it really depends on where is it starting, where it's in the middle, and what's at the end. So I focus on what are we starting? Where's the URL that we're using that we're primarily driving traffic to, either by content or paid traffic via a Meta website, a traffic ad going to a specific URL. And that's where I'm gonna attach it. And then I build the emails based on whatever that specific offer is on that page, right? So if it's a window company and we're running a window special, get 3 window, buy a window, get a window free, we'll say, well, that first email is a curiosity email, typical cold email campaign, right? What is the subject line? We're running 2 forced emails on the first 2 so that hopefully they get into their box and they open, and then running conditional logic in HighLevel after that, with the key piece looking at the open rate of the emails in HighLevel, and then see who's opening the emails. When we have the phone number, then once they open a certain number of emails, we're going to start doing cold call outreach, because those people have visited this page. They've opened a couple of the emails about the content, which is accelerating their buyer specific intent. And then we're going to call them.
And Wally, to answer what you were saying about, because I know you were assuming it was warm. Okay, so I know Ron probably busted your bubble there, but it's cold traffic. But here's a way to do warm traffic. If you already have the list and everything, how Kyle was showing you could put this on different pages. Okay, what you do is you send out a campaign, and you're sending those people from that email campaign or that warm list to that page. You see what I'm saying? Then your campaign is set up completely different on that page, because those people already know who you are. Know, like, and trust. They're looking at something. The reason you put it on there is because when they go there, if you have something to purchase or a form or whatever, and they don't fill it out, at least you'll know who they were, that they came there and they didn't do something. And then you can build your logic based on, what they did or didn't do, as Ron was just saying. Okay. So you can do it with warm traffic, but primarily I do it, with cold traffic, because I run ads. I run a lot of Google ads. So mine is cold when it comes in, and then I watch the behavior, just like what Ron said. You follow the behavior. And then if they click a certain thing, or if they respond, I want more, whatever they do, I have if else is built, I have conditional logic built. I have all different ways I track it. And then it follows them, each one of them's going down a different channel, different path, based on where they are in the journey. Does that make sense? It's kind of, it's complex, but it's not hard, but you really got to think through as you're building it, because so many people will build it and they don't think through it, and then they got to go back and tear down everything because they don't have it splitting off soon enough based on what they're trying to do with the traffic.
Makes sense. Thanks.
And Wally, what we talked about last week was being able to tag different interactions in different places, so that even though HighLevel doesn't duplicate the contact, we might still want that tag, right? So what Jeff's saying, right? We're running a cold email campaign to a list. Now I have a website. That contact's already a contact, right? So when I say send to CRM, I don't want them to duplicate the contact, because we have duplicate contacts turned off, but I do want that tag added for that search where they hit it somewhere else, right? Because now it's a second touch point, right? So I go, okay, here's touch point 1, here's touch point 2. Based on that second tag, I may want to move them up off of my warm database reactivation to a hot lead for a cold call to the number. Right? Or if they haven't opted in yet, then we can do the cold call. If they opted in, then we're going to say, okay, this person's already a contact. They've already opted in. We're going to trigger an SMS message because they already responded to the email. So that's where Jeff's saying, just really kind of leveraging all the possible channels that we have to multiply touches. Sorry, excuse me.
If I could jump in real quick, Kyle, since you're on this page and on the same topic, I already put in the tag on my website for this feature. So what will I go? I know you did it right now, but I didn't catch where you went. What will I go to see who has landed on my website from scratch?
For setting this search up, is that what you mean for the website search?
I think he's talking about the list. You're talking about you want to see the results of who went to the website. Is that all you're asking for, Leo? Yeah, that's just a saved list. That's easy.
Saved list. Yeah. And then it's going to be this little icon here is what the website one is.
And if you click the gear, click the gear on there real quick. I want to show you something. Okay, you see where it says tags and source? So what you want to do is when you build your list, this is what Ron was talking about. You want to make sure you're tagging that so that when it goes to HighLevel, you know what list they came from in HighLevel. You see what I'm saying? That tag will go to HighLevel. You can tag it there, or you can tag it if you're using the AI agent to send it. You can set the tag up in either spot. They sync with each other, so it doesn't matter where you do it at. But that way, when you get them to HighLevel, you can literally just do a smart list in HighLevel. You don't even really need to come here and look at this saved list unless you have conflict, some kind of data problem in HighLevel, right? You say you're missing stuff, and you're like, wait a minute. So then you go look and you see the same search maybe has the information, but you don't have it in HighLevel. Okay, well, did you set up a filter the wrong way? Or is it broken? Is something you need to talk to, Kyle or somebody about? You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's real simple to track it all by doing the tags is what I'm getting.
Okay, thank you.
Now, can
Cool.
I
No
share
problem.
real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So here's those smart list, right? So based on how I'm tagging it and how that contact came in and how that lead came in, right? Here's local searches that are coming in, and now I know, okay, that was a white label suite lead, and it was off the cane painters list, right? And then so now I know I've got 83 contacts that came in off of that search, right? Here's a combined list of everything that I've brought in, 786 contacts that have come in off a white label suite lead and whatever else that, that additional tag is there, right? So this is where we're talking about when we're looking at the data, we're trying to say, okay, I've got some of this stuff that, I ran all the way back from, June 1st of 2025, right? So June 1st, 2025, contacts were coming in looking like this. Now all of a sudden I have contacts that are coming in that are looking like this. Something's changed. Right? Now, part of what's changed is some of these original searches were people searches, right? So I changed the type of search so I can definitely look, but I was still getting what the business name was. And then this is just a matter of drilling down and saying, okay, what does that actually stuff look like? So that's where Jeff was saying, how are we leveraging when we're actually working in HighLevel? So again, I think white label suites is the data aggregator, right? Where are we capturing the data? And then GoHighLevel is what are we doing with the data? That two-part relationship. Did that help, Leo?
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ron.
What we're trying to
So
get
remember
to is
your
what we're trying to get to is making sure that we're able to tell somebody, make sure we tell somebody, how do we turn that into business? Right? The missing link for me right now is it doesn't matter if I show somebody I've captured 786 leads via a people list, a local list, and now I'm going to do, I could go to that same thing and show you, website visits or keyword searches that I was getting from Exact Match, but I can't show you that of the 1,500 plus contacts between two different platforms that any of them have turned into business. That's the gap that we're all trying to fix right now.
So
right?
You have not gotten any of those turned into business yet?
No, nobody does because you're not getting all the data points yet. You're not getting enough data to track it. Like you get blank names, blank email, blank phone, blank company, blank, and that's what we're trying to work through, right? I mean, this is all new. Dakota just took this over. We can't blame the previous, people that had white label suites. We need to work with what we got and let's fix it from this point. And Ron and I, we do this. I mean, we actually use it. We use everything. And so we'll know what's broken. 90% of the stuff that's broken or doesn't work, we'll probably catch. We might not catch it all, but we'll probably catch 90, 95% of it. And we're going to do it because he and I are working together with different companies, different agencies, right? And we're both trying to get the same kind of results, but we're both going at it a different way, but with the same data points. So we have the workflows that we have are very similar. The tagging conventions are similar. The all the little branches are similar. The if else's, the conditional logic, all that's similar. But what's different is the clientele he's trying to get end results for, the clientele I'm trying to get end results for. We're sharing our information together, and then we're also sharing it with Dakota and Kyle. So we're working on a way to be able to prove that this is this is the shit. This works, right? But we got to get all these little things fixed on the way. So when you guys ask how does this work, how does that work, sometimes I kind of grin or laugh, and Kyle, I mean, he knows because I'm frustrated because the things I'm trying to do aren't 100% working. But I'm telling you, once we get it working, Ron and I, we don't not share what we know. There's enough money out there for everybody. So once we figure this out with Kyle and Dakota, and we get this system working, and we can monetize it, we'll help everybody. At least, I don't want to speak for you, Ron, but that's what you've done in the past. So assuming you're not going to change, and I'll do the same. But we want to prove it. We want to make sure our customers, the end result, anybody can sell people leads, right? We can all sell them leads, but if they can't convert it into business, the retention rate's going to suck, right? You're just going to replace new customer after new customer after new customer. So we're trying to do that end result. So to answer what you just said, a minute and a half ago, this hasn't been proven for the end result. No, because nobody's tracking it the way they should, and we can't track it, Ron and I, because we run a high volume. And if our high volume, if 70% of our high volume isn't getting the information that we want, the data points, we stop, then we get it fixed, and then we'll fire it back up. So for us to get the results, we got to make sure, it's flowing down the way we need it, or we're not going to leave it on. Does that make sense?
Yes. And on that note, because you mentioned a name that I guess we were in Vegas together. You remember? I bought into the Exact Data software, which I still haven't put it to work. And I bought it because while I was waiting for you guys to put it together here. But even with that software, you have not gotten good results.
We've tested. I've tested people that Ron's not tested, and Ron's tested people that I haven't tested, and neither one of us have gotten the results that we want, and neither one of us have gotten straight answers that we are now getting from Kyle and Dakota. We never. I told Kyle, like the very first couple of meetings that we had, I said, for somebody as young as you are, and the problems that you're having, for you to sit there and admit, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Let me make notes. Let me go do this. So far, every time we've talked to him, he's gone back and tried to get these things fixed. Everybody else makes excuses on you're not using it right. Oh, it's not intended to do that. Well, we want it to do a certain thing, right? Get results. That's what we want. We want results. And if the customer can't use it, it's worthless to you. So, so anyway, to answer your question, all the other data stuff that I've used in the past, I used to have my own. I had my own developers and everything. It's the only one that ever worked because I had all my own data sources. And I talked to Kyle about this when I first started. I had thousands of websites out there in data collections where then I brought it all into a MySQL, database, and then I sorted it out. I didn't want to be a developer anymore. So that's why I'm using this.
And by the way, Kyle, are you guys using Exact Data for the as a provider, or are you using something else?
We're not. We actually we moved away from them, and we're no longer using their service.
I see. Okay.
This is exact match data right here. So I can show you the exact match data. I can tell you the one thing on the exact match data that was not coming over all the time were some of the custom fields, right?
Tell them about your phone calls.
Yeah, the phone calls weren't great. But when we say that we didn't get results, Leo, that doesn't mean nobody in the entire white label suites community is getting results. What we've done I'm just sharing transparently that I've run the data and I've run the different searches and I haven't been able to get results. And I've run it a variety of different ways. I've run it, I've had sub accounts in my agency that were paying for the data, right? Like I know for sure that I can go to workflows that keyword searches were coming in, going to workflows. We were getting a 40% open rate on the workflow, on the emails in the workflow, but they just weren't converting, right? Now, why they weren't converting? That's what we're trying to fix, right? We're trying to say if the cold email data that we were using was getting open but wasn't converting, then how can customer aware conversation change that piece of data to improve the conversion rate? So just be clear. I don't want to say I'm not making a blanket statement that white label suites is not getting results. My experience has been I haven't been able to get to a single contact from either white label suites or exact match. I probably pulled in close to 4,000 contacts from exact match and none of them converted. When I called 200 numbers, a list of 200 numbers from exact match, I had 30 phone numbers that answered. More than 60% of them were disconnected numbers. I had numbers that answered that weren't the same person. I had emails that I had people opening emails and we'd call the number and then the number would say, "Oh, hi, is this Mary? No, this ain't Mary's phone. Who's this?" Right? Well, I'm just trying to get a hold of Mary. What email? I've tested the data. So the reason we're here trying to share information is we've actually done it. And no, me personally, so that would be somewhere around 5,000 contacts in total over since October, maybe back as far as June of 25. And I personally cannot say that I converted a single sale for any client that I've sold leads to or gave leads to or worked with on any level. That's just me. I'm one person out of however many thousand are using the platform. And my system isn't.
But you guys also have to understand, we're trying to send information that's relative to the client. In other words, it makes sense. We're trying to use AI summaries. We're trying to use data that's pulled in there so that when we talk to them, it's customized message. Okay. But we're having a problem with that because we're not getting the data points from White Label Suite the correct way right now. So what Ron and I were saying is, how's anybody using this if we can't get it? How are they using it to do what we're trying to do? That's kind of where I'm at when I say nobody's doing what I know they can't do it because it doesn't work the way it's supposed to, and we're getting it fixed. So I know that if somebody's generating money and making money off of it, I know people are making money selling the leads. I don't know what's happening at the other end. You see what I'm saying? But for the messages that we're trying to send out, we're trying to send custom messaging. If you look, I just put a screenshot in there. This is from one of my campaigns. This is just the first message. This is all coming from White Label Suite. If you look, 98% delivered, 42.86 opened. I mean, that's half my emails are being opened. Well, that's great. But if I showed you what was sent out on some of those emails, which Kyle saw, enter data here, 40 to 50 characters. I got the GPT prompt because where the prompt is pulling the data from wasn't there. Does that make sense? Did he freeze or did I?
I think
Leo,
he's
that
back
makes
now.
sense?
Yeah.
I can still hear you.
Right.
Anyway.
I lost you guys, but
Could I ask you a quick question about website ID? And yeah, website ID.
Hey, just real quick, Nick, Cindy had her hand raised, so I'm going to call on her first, and then I'll get you.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, super quick. Just in following up with what you're saying, Jeff, is it like I'm just listening to what you're saying and thinking, is this a data issue, meaning like the contacts or the reporting? So a data issue, or is it more a tactics issue, like the whole cold email approach, or is it some other issue?
No, matter of fact, Kim's on this call right now. She's not on the camera, but she's sitting here listening and being nosy. I had her because she's helping me with some of the stuff. It's actually her white label suite account. I'm helping her, but I'm doing everything. But I had her call 50 of the contacts that I pulled. 49 of them, the number worked. The company name matched the name, either the person's name, the company name, and the phone number matched. 49 out of 50. Ron got 20 or 30 out of 200 using the other data source. Okay, so the data is good. It's just I'm filtering mine. I don't want if I don't have a name. I don't want if I don't have an email. I don't want if I don't have a business name. I don't want if I don't have a phone number. Because the way my campaigns work, sort of like what Ron was explaining, is I have people reply on the first couple messages. I don't put links in there because you have delivery problems on emails when it's the first ones coming out with links. But if you say reply with more or reply with whatever, then you set up your condition. When they reply back, then you can say, okay, well, they replied. Let's do this. They didn't reply. Okay, let's do this and try another reply message. When you do that, you're getting all these data points, and you're getting it. If they do it more than a couple times, but they go to my appointment page, right, to set up a call or something, but they don't book a call, I want to be able to call them. Well, if I don't have their damn phone number, that contact is worthless to me, because if they follow everything and show all kind of buyer intent, but they didn't book the appointment, how the hell can I call them? You see what I'm saying? So no, and I'll say this again. I said it twice or 3 times maybe. What Dakota and Kyle have been doing with the information that we've been doing. Ron and I have been sharing videos, looms, and everything else, internally with them on all the issues that we're having. They have been working on every single thing that we've been having issues with, and suggestions that we have on stuff they haven't even released yet. Because we've been helping them with other stuff, because I've been doing ads since 1997. I used Overture. I don't know how old some of you are, but I used when paid ads with the very first paid source. I've done, Yahoo, Bing, Google, Overture, all of them. And so I hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for years. And so I know how all this data, can work. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get it to where all these things are perfect. But so far, testing the actual data points that I did get, perfect. Nothing wrong with it.
So the tactics are maybe not good, like the calling and the
So
offer. Or...
Yeah, what Jeff's feedback has been is, hey, I want to be able to. A good example of this would be like with the local search or the company search. He wants to be able to filter things at a certain point that we don't have available right now, which would make sense to do it that way with the way he's trying to set it up for his campaigns that he provided feedback on. So that's what we're doing to be able to provide people with those kinds of options, like things like that, where it says, hey, it probably make better sense. The data is great when we get it, but I want to be able to filter it at this point, not over here after the search has been run or after I've put it through however many steps in an agent or things like that. Like just to give you one of those examples, so I think that's all Jeff is saying is like let's make it more smoother, easier to use, better at a certain point. The data's good, but we only want certain points of data at when we need it, and not like at a different point or having to filter it a different way. Or
if I can't get
yeah,
the phone number, the name, the if I can't get all those data points that I need to make my to make my journeys work the right way, I don't want it. But when you set up the filters and you say if it's blank, don't send it to me, but then I still get it into high level, that's an issue. Because now my automation is trying to send it to people without names, without phone numbers, without email addresses. You see what I'm saying? And it's causing problems because they're getting emails like I have where ChatGPT creates everything. ChatGPT creates the whole email based on the AI summary of the company. Well, if the AI summary is missing, that you see the prompt that's going out to my damn customers. It just says, this is where you enter the prompt, 40 to 50 characters for a subject line. And that's what they're receiving. That's just not good for me. Does that make sense? But the data that's there is good. It's just when it's missing data, I'm trying to use all those data points and it doesn't know how to react to a blank.
right. Um, Can you do if blank then don't send?
I was just
Yeah, I
thinking
think
that
so.
if
I think you
then,
just
if no data,
yeah,
then don't send. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
saying.
what
yeah,
I. That's what's set up.
Okay.
yeah. But Jeff also had some good feedback on that too. It was like, okay, here's a good example of this. Like he was mentioned like with the phone numbers. Um, we still so we don't charge you if an email isn't returned, right? That's like our baseline. You ran the search, no email came back. There's no charge or there's no deduction from your wallet. But um, if there's no email, or I'm sorry, if there's no phone number, but there's an email, you still pay for that lead. And so what he's trying to accomplish is I want to be able to filter out those leads with the phone number before they come to that point, or before I get charged for them. And how can we, ensure that works? And then same thing with the screenshot he showed here. Before they go to my CRM, and I've got all of these different filters, we want to make sure all of those work. And so data is not sent into your CRM if it doesn't
Do you
match
see?
those
Do you see those
filters.
filters, Cindy, that I just put in there? My screenshot. See, company phone is not empty. Company name is not empty. First name is not empty. Position is not empty. Email is verified. Last name is not empty. But I'm getting them empty.
Gotcha.
So everything is set
Yeah.
up. It's beautiful on the white level suite, and it goes to the fields at high level if it's there. The only problem is the filter's just not catching when it's blank. So that's just, I mean, that's just a developer issue, right? I mean, it's just, I mean, they got thousands of things they're trying to do, so you got to get in line. But at least my whole point was at least Kyle and Dakota and them are listening to the things that we're saying because Kyle agrees. I mean, the filter's there. You're using it the right way. He clearly, he looked. I mean, we walked through on one of these calls, went through everything, and it's clearly not sending it the right way. Okay, well, that's I'm sorry, I'm not a developer. That's Kyle's words. Let me get to the developers. So it's not
Yeah.
the data is fine. You guys see what I'm saying now? So I'm not bashing the data. The data's there. It's just when it's blank, it's messing up my workflows because I'm using automations with Chat GPT and everything to create stuff. And when it's blank, it's trying to create it with that blank. Now I could write something in there, but then I still can't call them. I still can't address them with their name. I still can't. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work for me for what I'm trying to do.
Gotcha. Nick, I see your question in the chat, website visitor ID. Can you just expand on that real quick? I'm not sure I'm catching the rest of that.
Yeah, so I'd like to offer this to some people, like the website at Visitor ID in the US, just because I'm in Australia. So yeah, that's where it's going to work, obviously. But my concern would be giving them the code, because I'd like to keep it kind of like uh, private, like how I'm doing this, because otherwise maybe they can just look at the code and it'll go back to white level suite. So is there a way to like mask where that embed code is linking back to? Like if we were to white label suite, then we'd have our own domain would show up in there. Or is that not the case?
It's not the case. Let me pull that back up here so I can show you. Um, this currently is white labeled. Like
That's
this,
what I
this,
said. Yeah.
yeah, this literally means nothing. Like to somebody who's just looking at it, right? Obviously, it
Yeah,
means something to this script, but this is already white labeled. So they wouldn't be able to go
yeah.
back and go, "Hey, IDPixel.app, that must be white label suite." It doesn't correlate on the back
Is
end like
there,
that.
yeah, is there any way for them to, like, if they were a developer, would they be able to figure out what it's calling back to or whatever?
Um, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
you can
I
see
would
what
have
it's
to
calling
verify
back to.
that.
Here
Yeah.
you go. It's in the chat. That's what it's calling back to.
It's taking a look. A whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of code.
Yeah.
But as a developer,
So
they might be able to go, okay, yeah, they might be able to figure it
It,
out. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, are those going to be your customer? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they're
No,
that
no,
deep, that's not going to be your
no,
customer.
yeah.
no, and it's very unlikely that would happen. Like even if someone could figure it out, it might be like 1 out of 100 or something. So yeah, not too worried. Just had a question. That's all. Well, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, we try to, for those people who aren't digging as far as Jeff just did right there, we've got that that gray labeled URL that works.
But with the keyword intent, is there going to be like a webinar on how that works and all that, or coming up, or?
Yeah, since we're planning on if we can get that released on Monday, I'll do that on the office hours on Tuesday that we have, and walk through that whole search.
Okay. There'll be a replay of that, right?
Yeah, do you know where to get to the replays?
Is it in the actual platform itself, or?
It is, yes. So if you pull up your profile and
Yep.
go to courses and go to admin,
Courses. So not
um,
in the lead searcher. Oh
it's
yeah,
it's in
sorry.
White
Yeah,
Label
yeah.
Suite.
Down the
Yeah,
bottom of it. Yep, yep,
down at
gotcha.
the bottom. Yep.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Go to training course and office hours replays here, and you can.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay,
Yeah, we've got
perfect.
all the latest ones there.
Nice. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. And Carla mentioned she'll also be posting them on YouTube. So if you follow our channel on there, you can catch them on there too if you're not in the app and want to watch the replay.
Okay. Is there any case studies of people who've made lead gen for clients work? Like, say, my example was I've got an asbestos removal client and I'd love to get him partners with construction companies. Um, so I'd like to create like an automation around that. Just wondering if there's any, yeah, like case studies of people who've done similar things, lead gen for their clients or partner lead gen, whatever.
Yeah, we have case studies on the partner lead gen piece. More so because people are always looking for like a B2C solution. We've always been B2B, and we put together those case studies for those kinds of partnerships where, you know, um, where like a school can help a local karate business because, obviously they can help refer people.
Yep.
We have one for a juice company when it's trying to reach manufacturers, trying to reach people to distribute juice for them. We have another one for a knife company. What was the other one I was thinking of? Restaurants are another good one. We've got a couple of those.
Where would I find the case studies?
Yeah.
Is that in the same area?
Those case studies we have we've just moved our help center. Carla, do you know if the case studies are in the new help center? Let me pull this up here.
No, I'm afraid not.
Let's see if we've got that in. We've just moved some things around, so I'm trying to make sure we have that available still. Let's see here. That's marketing packages.
You don't have the videos, but you have the stuff. I'll just give you a little snap shot of it. Here's like this right here, which
Oh
is
yeah,
some of the
that's
stuff.
exact. Yeah,
Yeah, the video is not there though, but the stuff is. That's all in AOS in the help.
yeah.
Where is that? Sorry,
Um,
in the white label suite in the help
Yeah,
section.
just go to the bottom right hand corner, the little
Yep.
support thing.
Ah,
Click
yep.
on that and just go to help library.
Ah,
And
yep.
then when you go to help library, you can just start searching there what you're looking for. And
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
I believe the videos for those are on YouTube. They might not have just made it over to that specific article
Okay.
for that.
Just
Yeah,
search like case studies or something.
yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to show
But
you
Walt
exactly
breaks those
what.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just wanted to show you what you were talking about. I didn't go all the way down to where it said schools, but I don't think I did. But even the school example was in that same post. I just copied that snippet out of.
yeah, that's right. It's under does it work for B2C? So yeah. Um, and actually, if you look that up on here, I just found the YouTube link for it. Let me grab that for you. Because that's exactly what it's titled to. Does this work for B2C? Let's see. Is that the right?
Yeah, I found that one as well.
Okay, cool. So you got that. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it does this. Yeah, the exact title is does this lead generation software work for B2C?
I think
Yeah.
he's talking
So it
about
should break
YouTube.
down. Yeah.
They're talking about the video in YouTube.
Yep.
Okay. There's a video as well.
Yeah, she just
Yeah.
posted the
Same
link.
same title.
Perfect. Oh, that should be
Yeah.
easy to
There
find.
we go.
Yep.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
Is this the is this the only? I don't know if my mic is on. One sec. Sorry. Yeah, it
No,
is.
I can hear you.
Is this the only one at this time each week? This time slot? Office hours?
On Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays is at 5 Eastern. On Tuesdays it's at 12 Eastern.
This was the Thursday night for you, right? Thursday, 5 p.m. for you.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the only one this time slot.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll just be on this one then. The other one's at like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. my time, so not
Oh
nice.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see any other hand raised or comments on the chat. Yeah, so we'll
Can
see
I
you
ask that?
guys next week if no one has any other questions.
Sorry, just to confirm, that video on
Yeah.
YouTube for the B2C, was that called Three Strategies to Leverage White Label Suite as a B2C tool? Was that the title? That's the one that I found.
Let me pull
This
that
one.
back
I
up
just
here.
searched in the YouTube for the same title. Maybe, yeah, if you've got it, just drop it in the chat, maybe.
Yep. Let's see here. I think if you just type in B2C, it pulls it up.
A couple of years ago, it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that is the one. So it goes through all of those examples that Jeff posted in here. And yeah, I mean, even though it was 2 years ago, it's the same
Yep.
same concept. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
That's the
Yeah,
page. I
thanks,
just
Jeff.
put I put the actual link to the whole article. That way, if you want to see it.
Cheers.
Okay, cool. All righty, guys. Yeah, if nobody has anything else, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See ya.
All right, thank you.